NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal is under fire for comments he made on Angel Reese's podcast, Unapologetically Angel. That's hard to say. Shaq, who was often referred to Reese as a father figure, Shaq, who's often referred to Reese as a daughter figure, commented on a pair of shorts that Reese wore during her recent appearance on Nick Cannon's Wildin' Out. Shorts that went viral for their minimal coverage. He suggested that these shorts could help her financially, saying that she could sell T-shirts if she ended up playing with him. Here is Shaq on Angel Reese's podcast.
Over an inch, and you don't strike this from the tape, Christian.
We ain't striking it.
Don't. Let me tell you, if you just lower like that to where it gives you ability to dunk, bro. Imagine you.
I'm not imagining.
Let me finish. Imagine you in the same little shirt you had on at the Wildin' Out show, dunking. You know how many T-shirts you gonna sell, cuz? You tripping?
Oh my
what?
God.
What?
Oh God.
The same little shirt you had on.
Okay. All right.
Bro.
Very Baltimore. All right. I love it. I miss home. I miss it so bad, Eric. Well, as you expect, the internet didn't hold back from these comments from Shaq. These are the shorts that Shaq was referencing when he said that Angel Reese should wear these while playing basketball so she could sell some T-shirts, quote unquote. Many called Shaq out, saying his comments were inappropriate and crossed the line, especially given that they have a 30-year age gap and his quote unquote role as her mentor. Her going to LSU, her saying that Shaq was her favorite player growing up, and all of that. Angel's own reaction was uncomfortable, as you could see, as she quickly tried to steer the conversation away with, all right. Now, Shaq has always presented himself as a quote-unquote protector for Reese. He's publicly supported her, especially during her mental health challenges and her conflict with her, quote-unquote conflict, I guess you could say, with her former LSU coach. But now some are questioning if Shaq's remarks are part of a bigger issue around how men in power sometimes blur the lines of mentorship. And it's not just about this one comment, though. For many, it brings up recent high-profile scandals. Names like R. Kelly and Diddy come to mind, where mentorships, eventually devolved into exploitation. So is Shaq's, I'll let somebody respond. I'm not going to call anybody out. Whoever wants to respond first can go. Is Shaq's comment just a flippant joke that missed the mark, or does it point to something more serious? What do you guys think is meant?
I think he means that if she dunked in those shorts that were very short and shows a lot of her ass, like she would sell a lot of T-shirts because a lot of men would be interested in it. I think that's exactly what he said, and I think that's exactly what he meant. And I actually am aligned with believing that as well.
Okay, but does it matter that it's coming from him, though? Like, I can understand if it's coming from someone who doesn't, know her intimately, or someone who hasn't purported to be a supporter of hers and try to advance her career. What do you think about the fact that he's her mentor? Doesn't that matter?
I mean, being from Baltimore, she's always bigged up Shaq and always said that was a big brother, father figure to her. And for him to go in there and do that to her, man, he's the creep of the year in my book. He was a straight up creep. He's a creep, man. He was a creep for that.
I think if he made her do it, if he says like, you got to put those shorts on, I'm demanding you to put those shorts on right now and go and do this, then like, sure, I can see this. But like, he just mentioned it. Like he didn't. It's not like he's forcing her to do it.
But you mentioned it to like someone who's supposed to be your daughter, like figure. Like that's weird.
Right. Like she comes out often and says that Shaq was her favorite player. He's a father figure to her.
Thank you.
She looks to him for advice in business and other aspects of her professional career. And for him to come out and say, "Oh, you would look good and you would sell a whole bunch of T-shirts if you would put on those short shorts and start dunking on the lower rim," man, he's a creep of the year.
Does sex not sell? Does sex not sell?
Yeah, but
sex sells, but only a certain person can tell you.
I'm not saying that
only a certain person can tell you. Now, I think when he was making her uncomfortable, it was like pretty clear. Even if he was starting off as a joke, he should have like recognized like, all right, this joke didn't land, but this is, I don't know, it was like came off weird. And he's like, don't block this out. I want everybody to hear this. It's like, well, she's obviously uncomfortable. So why are you? I don't understand.
She was trying to save him. Like she said, cut it. And
I don't know how obviously uncomfortable she was. It was just like, all right, chill, like whatever. But I think if she was uncomfortable, she would have made it known. Like, cut this out, chill out. This is not
look at her mannerisms. You could tell she was uncomfortable. But what made her really uncomfortable was put that picture back up, Jay. Shaq with them little ass sunglasses on with that big ass head he got. He need to look at that. Look at that. It's only covering like one eye. Look at that. And that's the lazy one. Look at that. That is terrible, man. Look at that. He got too much money to be wearing them little ass sunglasses. And look at her face. She is clearly uncomfortable with that. She is clearly uncomfortable.
She was uncomfortable when she wore the shorts on Wild Now.
And that was my next question. Okay, does she need to have some sort? I mean, she hasn't necessarily come out and said anything since the podcast is aired. Of course, she's milking the successes of the attention. But right. She was the one who put the shorts on in the first place. Should she be a little bit more receptive to the suggestion? Not that she hasn't been, but should she actually embrace the fact that he suggested it?
Now, I'll say that recently Angel Reese has been doing a little too much. Yeah, I will say when she came out saying that $8,000 he couldn't pay her rent and things. Yeah, she been doing a little bit too much. But that right there to be considered.
She has a podcast. What do you mean? She has to provide content. Like she's doing a podcast every week. Like you have to have something to talk about. Believe me, I know.
but some of the stuff she is saying though, like the WNBA doesn't pay her bills and all that kind of stuff like that. Like I do understand creating content, but like at the same time, I do think she's pushing the envelope a little too far sometimes.
Not too far.
And I don't think that she was offended or uncomfortable by Shaq's comments either.
I think she was uncomfortable. She said, "All right." I mean, that's like enough. I'm saying enough. All right.
So on this show, I literally tell you, shut up and move on. And you don't shut up and move on. And I also don't be feeling uncomfortable. I just want you to shut up and move on. That's it.
I mean, you might wear a wig, but you still a nigga. That's
it's a problem now because it's a male-female thing. I think what really threw me off in this is when you threw the part about Diddy and all that kind of stuff into it, because I don't think this is that situation. I do understand where they could potentially come in, but I just feel like we're reaching a bit with this one.
I'm not saying it's that situation, but with those situations existing, you have to look at these things, and this is kind of how they might start. Like you make a little suggestive comment, the person giggles and says stop, and you keep going with the comment. Like clearly he did. She said all right, and he clearly kept going.
But I do think it's a reach to bring in Diddy. Like Diddy is like way up there.